Us machtem lifnei Yehovah Eloheikhem, and you shall rejoice before Yehovah your God. Yehovah Nachon, Yehovah establishes, prepares. Yehovah Elohe, Yehovah Nachon. Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. Please fill me and lead me, and cover me and stir me, and speak through me with your Ruach Kodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness and humility to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name. Amen. We'll start with the Shema. Listen and obey. Children of Yehovah, pay careful attention and respond. Yehovah is our power and authority. Yehovah works in unity with himself. And you shall act upon your love to Yehovah with your power and authority, with your thoughts, mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yeh-ho-VAH. And behold, now behold. 1 Chronicles chapter 28. David assembled in Jerusalem, lifnei, all the leaders of Israel, the leaders of tribes, the commanders of the divisions, serving lifnei the king, the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and the supervisors over the property and livestock of the king, along with his sons, the officials, the warrior heroes, and anyone else who was a leader. Then David the king rose to his feet and said, "My kinsmen and my people, listen to me. I set my heart on building a house where the ark of the covenant of Yehovah could remain and rest. It would have been God's footstool, and I prepared to build it. But God said to me, 'You are not to build a house for my name, because you are a man of war, you have shed blood.' However, Yehovah, the God of Israel, chose me out of my father's whole family to be king over Israel forever. For he chose Yehudah to be the leader, and in the house of Yehudah, in the house of my father, and among the sons of my father, it was my pleasure to make me king over all Israel and all of my sons. For Yehovah has given me many sons. He has chosen Shlomo, my son, to sit on the throne of the kingdom of Yehovah over Israel. Moreover, he said to me, 'Shlomo, your son, will build my house and courtyards, for I have chosen him to be a son to me, and I will be a father to him. I will establish lifnei, his kingdom forever, if he uses his strength to obey my mitzvot and abide by my rulings, as he is doing currently. Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the community of Yehovah, and in the hearing of our God, observe and seek out all the mitzvot of Yehovah your God, so that you may continue to possess this good lifnei land, and leave it as an inheritance to your descendants forever, after you forever. As for you, Shlomo, my son, know the lifnei God of your father, serve him wholeheartedly and with desire in your being. For Yehovah searches all hearts and understands all inclinations of people's thoughts. If you seek him, he will let himself be found by you. But if you abandon him, he will reject you forever. See now that Yehovah has chosen you to build a house for the sanctuary, so be strong and do it." Then David gave Shlomo his son the lifnei designs for the house of the temple, its buildings and its supply areas, its upper rooms, its inside rooms, and the place for the ark cover. Also the lifnei designs for everything he had been given by the Spirit, for the courtyards of the house of Yehovah, for all the rooms surrounding it, for the storehouses in the house of God, for the storehouses for the holy articles, and for the area set aside for the Kohanim and the Levi'im arrangements, for the work involved in the service of the house of Yehovah, for all the articles needed for the service of the house of Yehovah, lists of the weights of the gold needed for the gold items to be used for various purposes, and the weight of silver needed for the silver items to be used for various purposes, the weight of the gold needed for the gold menorahs, the weight needed for each menorah and for its lamps, and for the menorahs of silver, for the weight silver needed for each menorah and its lamps, according to the way each menorah was to be used. Lifnei also the gold by weight, and the tables for the showbread, for each table, and silver for the tables made of silver, the gold for the pure gold forks, basins, and jars, and for the gold bowls by weight for each bowl, also for the silver bowls by weight for each bowl, and for the incense altar refined by gold weight, the gold for the design of the chariot and the cherubim with their wings spread out to cover the ark for the covenant of Yehovah. All this is in writing, as Yehovah, with his hand on me, has given me good sense in working on these detailed plans. Then David said to Shlomo his son, "Be strong, be bold, and do it. Don't be afraid or be discouraged, for Yehovah, God, my God, is with you. He will not fail you or abandon you until all the work for the service of the house of Yehovah has been finished. See, there are the divisions of the Kohanim and the Leviim for all the service in the house of God, for every kind of work you will have for every man who is willing and skilled, for every kind of service, also the captains, and all the people will be completely at your disposal." How can we learn to love our Creator? After reading this fascinating 28th chapter of 1 Chronicles, we can love Yehovah by following his instructions with precision and reverence. Love Yehovah by walking in courage when he calls you to build or lead. Love Yehovah by keeping your heart wholly devoted to his purpose. How can we love our neighbors as we love ourselves and as Yeshua loves us? By inspiring them by inspiring them with courage to pursue the call Yehovah has placed upon their lives. How can we bear one another's burdens? By encouraging others who are weary in their work, reminding them Yehovah strengthens. What are the top three fruits of the Spirit? Found? 1. Courage. David exhorts Solomon to be strong and do the work. 2. Faithfulness. Every detail was revealed by the Spirit's guidance. 3. Joy. The calling to build Yehovah's house brought rejoicing and hope. What is the Hebrew word that encapsulates this chapter? Takhnit. Plan, pattern, design. Verse 12. The pattern of all the Spirit has put in his mind. How can we find Yeshua in the scriptures? David's blueprint for the temple points to Messiah, the true dwelling of God. Solomon's calling mirrors Yeshua's mission to build the eternal kingdom. The Spirit's guidance in design foreshadows the Ruach HaKodesh directing all works. What is the mitzvah response, Torah-based? Mitzvah, Exodus 25, verse 40. See that you make everything according to the pattern shown you on the mountain. A response might look like this: I will build according to Yehovah's pattern, letting his Spirit establish the work of my hands. Hebrew declaration: Takhnit Ruach Yehovah meyaséde kol-ma'aseh. The design of the Spirit of Yehovah establishes every work. During this Sukkot, here is this Hebrew declaration: Simcha godla la Yehovah. We'll end this with the Aaronic blessing using the name. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being toward you, bringing order, and he'll provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and set in place all you need to be whole and complete. Shalom, shalom.